Welcome to another episode, everyone. Hoover Gumby. He's speaking on B Brazy of Who's fame and his tattoos and whatever else he has to say about B Brazy. Hoover Gumby has been making his way around YouTube for a few months now, has become pretty popular, and is offering his opinion on many different topics. Brazy is one of them. Let's get into it and see what he has to say.
With Brazy, right? The situation is that allegedly we've already attacked him behind that tattoo on his face. That's when he was airlifted, supposedly, quote unquote, allegedly airlifted, and he landed where he at, and he was doing the who's who. So now we have another situation where he disrespected us a second time. So instead of them, the Bloods going to war with us for this one individual. I mean, they chose to, you know what I'm saying, discipline him allegedly.
Okay, so, and this is coming from Real Tune TV, by the way. Shout out to Real Tune TV. Anytime I use someone's content to make a reaction, what have you, or to offer my opinion behind their opinion, I obviously have to, the right thing to do would be to get him a shout out. So Real Tune TV, this is where this is coming from. So Gumby has the same perception then that Milk had. I don't know if he's getting this perception from Milk, but that the attack on B Brazy was over him disrespecting the Hoovers, that the Bloods attacked him, whether he was stabbed up bad or not, whatever. He was attacked for disrespecting the Hoovers. This is according to Milk and according to Gumby. I said before, I said again, I don't know why the fuck he was attacked. I'm not there. I wasn't there.
Guys, chilling with Gumby. Check out cheating, so cheating for your checking here on Real Tone.
Money in the room.
Guys,
Since the last time we sat down, a lot has transpired in the news. B Brazy, popular internet sensation. I believe he was hosting his own podcast commentary while in prison. Allegedly, he was ran off the yard and what they call in California whacked out.
whacked out.
I saw Milk using this caption. Just going shout out.
Shout out Bill Sanfo. Oh, no.
I'm starting to like.
Yeah, Milk was the first one around with the content. I seen it earlier. I seen Ann Hefe, he did a commentary on it as well.
Don't say his name too much. You know he coming.
Oh, my mom, he ready to fight you, so you already know he ready to take that fame.
Whenever you ready.
No, here you go with that bullshit. This internet streets is getting too dangerous, I tell y'all, man.
Well, they're saying that he.
Okay, I don't know what his problem is with Aunt Hefe. I haven't been keeping up, y'all. So obviously, Real Tune TV, and then got into it with Aunt Hefe or something, because he just said, well, you know, Aunt Hefe coming. Well, I'm ready whenever and all that. I don't know if they gesturing, if they just talking, if it's in jest or what, because I haven't been keeping up with all of these different beefs. I've heard some things about people's paperwork coming out, this, that, and the other. I don't want no parts of none of this shit, man. I don't want no parts of it, bro. That's it. But it's on YouTube, so I guess they beefing. Just YouTube beef. These dudes crazy.
He was ran off because he disrespected the Hoovers.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen that clip, and this is all allegedly. We don't know their politics. Excuse me. We don't really know their politics. But given that I've been to prison, you know what I'm saying? I am privy to the politics that they're discussing. When you're in prison, you're not allowed to get any new tattoos that's disrespecting another gang, nor are you able to write it, you know what I'm saying, where anybody can see it. And from my understanding from the videos, that's what he's been accused of.
I think Milk showed too where he had the,
this is all response to Spody Face. Shout out to Spody Face. I'm not sure, but I believe I was in jail with Spody Face and Hot Gas. I'm not sure, right? But shout out to him. So I peeped him out. He doing a lot of positive shit. You know what I'm saying? I missed the son and daughter dance, man. I'm mad about that. But yeah, man, shout out to old bro.
No, Spotty Face, he's from Rolling 40's
Yeah,
Crip.
he's the Follies, y'all. But this was the situation was basically Spotty Face was basically telling B Brazy, from my understanding, that he's not at this moment involved in any type of gang activity because of the politics that he's in prison. So why is he pressing that for the youth in his community? You know what I'm saying? To be on that. That's a valid point. You know what I mean? Because prison is a whole different society, like we just seen right now with this alleged situation. You know, so I don't know anything about it. I don't even care. But prison is a different society. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of different rules and a lot of different things that could play into a situation like this. Hate, of course. You know what I'm saying?
And that's all true. And what he's saying, I guess that he's saying that Spotty Face from Rolling 40s was saying, why is B Brazy promoting gangs and gang violence or whatever from prison, from behind the walls, when the people who you are influencing with this sort of content are out on the street and are going to be the ones going to war with different gangs or whatever based on your content, or they being influenced by your content or whatever. Meanwhile, you're in prison and you're not out here involved in a war that you're helping to start. Is Spotty's Face point and it's Gumby's point, or Gumby reiterating what Spotty Face was saying, or what Spotty Face was trying to get across. And I believe that that's what it is that he was trying to get across, which is just that if you're in prison and you're not here to bag up what you're putting out there, you may bag it up in prison, but out here on the street, motherfuckers is dying. And you're not out here dying with them, but you're helping promote the violence. That's the point that's being made. And I know that I said I wasn't going to get into all this gang banging shit anymore and all that, and I'm not. But if I'm going to help people from stop gang banging, then I have to be involved to some extent, to some degree. That's just that.
Like the little dude was popping. I hope he was popping. You know what I'm saying? I know who he is. I know of him. You know what I'm saying? I know his whole little history.
B Brazy.
B Brazy. I know Big Brazy too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And this situation is kind of unfortunate because you're saying he could possibly lose it all just for him being who he say he is. That's who he say he is. On Hoover. That's who he is. On Hoover.
So when you say he is, who is he saying he is exactly?
He's a devil, right? You know what I'm saying? And he missed the age blank from my understanding. You know what I'm saying? So now he got to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? There's been a situation in the past where, you know what I'm saying, he got an age blank on his face. You know what I'm saying? And it was a situation between my community and his community, allegedly. Well, not his community, with him, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Over the tattoo on his face. So this is the same.
And it's really crazy that all of this gang banging stuff is on the internet now. The tattoos and who got DP'd and who got killed, who put up in whose hood is all recorded and all on the internet. The politics, the DPs, the structure, the organization is all out here for everyone now. It's bananas, but it's okay in the sense that it should show people who do not gang bang, seeing all of this nonsense on the internet, why you should never gang bang. It's okay in that sense. The fact that you all can see what goes on in gang banging culture is all being played out now on the internet for everyone to see. You can see that it's not for you. It's not for me. It's not for anyone. It's stupid.
The infraction that he's had, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to us. You know what I'm saying, and if he can stand on it, then let him stand on it. Hope it all.
So in prison,
Oh, Hoover though.
got him off the yard.
Yeah, that's politics. You know what I'm saying? Before your car, which is your community, would go to war with another community, it has to be something that the whole community can't resolve. You know what I mean? It can't come to any resolution about them to be war. Before that, the person who made the infraction, that's what we held responsible for, whatever the infraction it was. In this case, you know what I'm saying, being disrespectful to another gang, you know what I'm saying, which could have led to, you know what I'm saying, going on in New York, you know what I'm saying, when Everybody don't have a podcast other than hustling, selling suits and whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference.
Right. So if he was Mr. H blank before going to prison, and he already had this tattoo,
He didn't. I don't think he already had it. I think he got it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I know it was a situation where there was violence involved in that tattoo. So I'm not sure if he got it there or I only seen it in trick. I don't know what the actual circumstances was, but there was an issue behind this tattoo.
Well, as we already know, to clear it up, Brazy, well, from my understanding as well, to this point, right now, as I understand it today, did not come to prison with the H blank tattoo, the HK tattoo, whatever. He didn't come to prison with that. He got it while in prison, and this is what triggered everything. Because just like you're going to hit the yard, you didn't have this shit. Now you're going to get this tattoo while you're in the yard with us all right here on the yard. That's not going to fucking fly.
So why does Crip Mac get to have the H blank?
Well, Crip Mac doesn't get to have the H blank anywhere, right? Crip Mac, when he was here, when he was out of prison, he was nowhere that anybody could touch him. And when we did get to him, my nephew Jack whooped him up under the buck. Whooped him. What do you mean? Stop playing. Like, this is the internet street. You can be who you want to be. But see, when you're behind those walls, everybody got somebody to answer to. Everybody.
I hear that when you get ran off of 1 yard, right? It's like it doesn't stop.
Well, that depends on the infraction. You know what I'm saying? That the violation, that depends on the violation.
Which is what I said in my prior video. It depends on the infraction. It depends on the violation. It depends on why they got you, why they whooped you up or stabbed you up off the other yard. It depends on what you did as to whether or not you can stay on the next yard that you go to or whether or not you have to go to protective custody and your career is over, which means your career is over, right? You can't go to any other yard. You have to go to protective custody. It's a wrap. So was the infraction monumental enough for your career to be a wrap? Because it's going to be a wrap. That's the question.
It depends on it depends on a various of things. I mean, who you are, what you mean to your community. You know.
Right. Well, if he was who he said he was, then why would they handle him like that?
Because nobody's bigger than the guy. Nobody's bigger than the guy. He could have been everything he said. But if the guy say don't do something, or there's something against the rules, that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Right. Now, and I want to end it on this one, but he was literally popping off the online, and he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah, he was popping. He first, I guess, his first internet viral video was about him whooping 4 Extra, and 4 Extra got on by claiming he whooped my nephew Jack. So this is just a series of people telling their stories. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know what I'm saying? You got to stand on that. You know? You got to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever his plight is, whatever he got to go through, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, he's going to stay down. I'm pretty sure. I hope he do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a warrior. I always want to see another warrior. You know what I'm saying? Stay strong. Hold him. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I peek him out. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of shit he say. I'm not really, you know what I mean?
And that's true, and I would agree with that, which is why I said in my video that I did on B Brazy getting stabbed or not being stabbed, and I said then that supposedly, and this is what I heard, there was nothing concrete, but anyway, that I didn't believe that he was going to go PC, because I believe that he's a strong individual as well. And I don't want to see him go PC, and I didn't believe that he would go PC. I said those things.
Privy to speak on him in any other fashion other than he presented himself. You know what I'm saying? And from my understanding, you know what I'm saying, he can squabble. A lot of people say he can squabble. He done that, you know what I mean? But at this point, in this juncture, you know what I'm saying, his career is kind of like, I wouldn't say in jeopardy, because just because you got DP don't mean, you know what I'm saying, you get kicked out the gang or no shit like that. It doesn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? He's a valuable asset to the community. You know what I'm saying? He just made a mistake. You know what I mean? You got caught for it.
I just wonder, why would you do it if you know this is going to be the result?
Sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta do it. It's any. That's when he really believes he hate my community so bad. He really do. He really does. And we understand that. That's why every opportunity that is a situation with that, we're going to respond accordingly. But in this situation, you know what I'm saying, his own people seen that he was stepping too far over the line and they had to put him back in. That's all. Like, people always, he going to get booted off blood and he going to PC up. I don't believe none of that. Like I said before, he's a valuable asset to the community. Not only because he's very outspoken, you know what I mean, but you know what I'm saying, he's a whole dynamo, you know what I'm saying, and he got respect and a lot of love over there.
Why do people hate the Hoovers so much?
We have a kind of treacherous history.
Uh-oh.
The Hoovers, whether you want to believe it or not, we pretty much shaped gang culture in Los Angeles, California.
Shaped it.
Amongst the blacks. Well, we can go back from the very beginning when, you know what I'm saying, Crip was started, you know what I'm saying, on up to present day. You know what I'm saying? These other gangs wouldn't even be relevant if they didn't have the Hoovers to beef with. Think about it. Everybody that's somebody that's outside of Hoovers in this gang culture that became somebody off our blood, sweat, and tears.
Excuse me for being green here, but you know I'm from Texas, and in Texas, it's more a Crip thing, a blood thing, than it is a hood thing. So when you say the Hoovers influence, explain it. I've never heard that.
Well, my partner, I got a partner, YouTube partner, my boy S. Wiggins, shout out to S. Wiggins TV. I'm saying he did a segment where he put 5 things that Hoovers invented in the Crip culture. You know what I'm saying? And you just start there. You know what I'm saying? Our community has always been on the forefront of gangbanging. Before we were Crips, when we turned Crips, we always been on the forefront. Like they say, the front line. You know what I'm saying? Period. So now that we're not associated with the Crip car in the sense that everybody thinks we are, which we are. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have a situation where they say Crips and criminals. To a lot of people from our community, it's pretty much the same thing. Because out here, everybody, they push Crip. I'm talking to all these dudes and they Hoovers and they telling me about Tookie Williams and Stanley Tookie Williams and they're telling me about Randy Washington, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there looking at them like, what? Like, those were Crip heroes, right? But we also had Hoover heroes at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So out here, their history has overshadowed our accomplishments just as Hoovers by ourselves. So they pushed Crip, and this is the situation that we've been having with the whole Fort Worth situation.
Before you get into there, so who would be some Hoover heroes?
The only big champ, Bear, Dopey from Nine Dudes, Dirty Red. We could just keep going on and on. 3 of the first Crips ended up being Hoovers. You know what I mean? Like we have a long history, you know what I'm saying, of standing on business, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the Crip rules, even inside the prison, came from my homies. And other individuals, strong Compton homies, Nate from Compton. Shut up, man. You guys just gotta wait till the book come out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was privy to a lot of different things because I went to prison when I was 18 years old, all level foes. So I know all these people are speaking about personally. You know what I mean? And the question was why the Hoovers are so hated? Because it came with us. Plain and simple. Like, the whole city is at war with one gang. For what? Why? Why? Have anybody ever asked why all these people are mad at the Hoovers? Why? Because when it was our turn Right? See, the tables always turn. See, the position that they got us in right now, when they the majority and we the minority, we was that before. This is why they do everything we do. Every Crip that you ever met gonna do the Crip walk.
Which originally came from Hoover.
Yes. Now they got the stone, which is the Hoover stone. That's all our.
Well, B Brazy, it's very interesting because there was a time where Bloods and Hoovers were together, right? They called it
Yeah. That was the count. That was some stuff that ended up happening in county jail between the Hoovers, the Bloods, not all Bloods, but the Bloods that were aligned with Gangsta Crip because of the H.R. gangsters. So they combined. I think it was Groovin', Swoop, and Moving, something like that.
Okay, but
Something like that.
Now or
No, it was.
So Whoop, Moving and Grooving is what he's talking about. And he had a lot to say about why the Hoovers are so hated. Now, I just let him speak. I didn't chime in. I let him speak on that. I have my opinions, and I just wanted him to give his opinion as to why. So I let that go.
Pretty much a county jail thing, and it was a defense mechanism because of all of the enemies that each different collective had. You know what I mean? So it's like basically our allies kind of grouped up together, you know what I'm saying, against all the other enemies that we had.
right. So essentially, this happened after y'all turned criminal.
Yes, this is in the later years. Yes.
So okay, and let's just go here real quick because originally you were HCG.
Excuse me?
You were HCG.
I am ACJ.
Right.
Yeah.
But originally you was Hoover Crip Gang.
Yes.
Now you're Hoover Criminal Gang.
Yes.
What made you like decide like I'm gonna drop the C? I noticed a lot of people are offended when they hear that.
And I understand completely, but a lot of people ain't been through what I've been through. My transition was the fact that we were always ostracized as being Crips. We always were the troublemakers. We always were the problem. You know what I mean? We got beef with every Crip set anyway. And like the last straw for me kind of was when, you know what I'm saying, we had to have the Crip module, you know what I'm saying, in the county, you know what I'm saying, and when the Hoovers weren't allowed to go to the Crip module anymore, that pretty much said it all right there.
What you mean wasn't allowed?
We had beef with everybody on the tier. You know what I'm saying? When you the Crip module consists of, let's say, it was 33, 31, I believe, when I was there. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But we, Abel, Baker, Charlie Road, Denver. I'm saying each one of those roads consists of 13 cells, and those cells are different gangs. Okay? On the tier. So on the Crip side, we didn't get along with any Crips on that side. So they couldn't put us there. So that pretty much spoke for itself. How you call yourself a Crip when you can't do any Crip activities?
And so once again, I'm letting Gumby himself speak for himself as to why he dropped the Crip, why he, is a criminal turned criminal Hoover criminal gang instead of Hoover Crip gang. He has his reason, I have mine. I'm letting him explain what his reasoning is. If you want to know mine, let me know in the comments. I'll give you mine too. Shit.
You know what I mean? They got a Crip picnic. We're not invited. So how am I a Crip?
Right.
Despite our contribution to the nation of Crip, we were never afforded the rights as a whole Crip because of our differences with all these different communities. So it would kind of like be pointless to call yourself a Crip But you can't do anything that a Crip can do.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, real tone is some real money though. So, you know, shout.
All right, man. So there you have it, people. That's Gumby, Hoover Gumby. Essentially, he said that he has nothing against Brazy, that he respects Brazy, and that he believes Brazy is a warrior, and that he don't want Brazy to go PC or whatever because he's a warrior and he respects other warriors. I share that same sentiment as I alluded to on my prior video. And whatever happened with Brazy and that tattoo has already happened. There's no issues with that at this juncture. And he went on to say what he feels about other situations as well. But again, I'll let him speak on that himself, and I'll speak for myself. So there you have it. Hoover Gumby, what he had to say about Baby Brazy. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Does he still have animosity? Is this just a ruse? Is this just a ploy? You know, and what do y'all believe happened to B Brazy? And what do you feel about what Gumby had to say about why the Hoovers are the most hated gang in the world? and why he stopped being a Crip and turned Hoover criminal as opposed to Hoover Crip. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And in the meantime, stay free, people.